I'm embarrassed from watching this girl's video. I mean, it's like secondhand embarrassment from watching her video because she says, this is the one thing you say to narcissists that's going to shut them down. And then she gives you the one thing, which is, I don't want to argue with you, or I'm not interested in arguing with you. And she's got this grin on her face like she really ate with that one. And I'm just like, any expert on narcissists knows that that's not going to be helpful. If a narcissist wants to argue with you, they can still just argue back. Like, you don't want to argue? I don't want to argue either. So this isn't an argument. This is a discussion. I'm not arguing. Blah, blah, like, it's dumb. There's nothing golden about that statement. There is no golden statement that you say to a narcissist that shuts them down. That would be like having a golden statement that you could say to the devil to suddenly make him see the error of his ways. It doesn't happen. That's not the side they play on. Is not the side of good and humankind. Narcissists fundamentally are rotten at the core. So there is no point that they see the light because someone said something to them and then they're like, oh wow, I really gotta change and improve. Like that doesn't ever happen. It doesn't ever happen. It's so rare that you might as well just imagine it to be impossible. So the right way to handle a narcissist, the big secret, is to just get away from them. The way to win is just to stop engaging with them altogether, including immediately. Like while you're in the middle of a conversation, it's just better to just stop conversing and walk away at the safest opportunity to get away from them and move out of the house from them and get your own stuff, your own bank account, your own shelter, and your own car, and just get away. That is the big secret of narcissists, is that there is no way to make it work with them because narcissists at their very core have an agenda. And their agenda is so wicked, it's so dark, and they're bent on so much evil, and it's so compulsive. It's a subconscious agenda that they probably can't even put into words, but they don't really have an honest moment for the most part. But if you want to know what their deeper, darker agenda is, the way that they view the world is as a hierarchy. Like there are some humans who are worthy, and then there are humans who are less than on various levels. So their goal is to appear more worthy than you. So that's going to entail making you feel less worthy and making other people feel that you are less worthy. Again, this might not be logical to you, but this is the way that they think. So to convince you that you are less worthy, that's why they do all of the manipulating, gaslighting, and verbal abuse, where they're tearing you down constantly with their words. That's what all that's about. They got to get you to believe that you're less than them as a human. And they want you to believe that they're worth more than you. So that's what all of their grandiosity and talking about themselves and acting like they are above and so special in some way, they always want to seem or appear exceptional, even though they're average a lot of times. And this isn't like a silly, laughing, or funny matter, because in their quest to diminish you, they ultimately want to destroy you so that they'll never be quenched. So the ultimate goal would be that you are diminished as a human, as an entity, so that you no longer trust your mind, you no longer can think properly. Ideally, if you could be administered to a mental hospital, if you can be put on medications, if you can be in a physical health hospital, if you can be in jail, or if you can just die, especially by suicide or something that they wouldn't be held accountable for. Those are their goals for you. That's when they would be satisfied. So you have to recognize, okay, how much could I deal with a person who really wants the worst for me. And how far they're willing to go to get the worst for you is to actually destroy themselves. So they will take an L if it means that it'll bring you down. They will lose their job if it means that you're going to lose your job. Like, that's how far they'll go. So this isn't even logical. It's compulsive for them. They have to ruin you. They have to. They want to so badly. And push themselves up, or push themselves up in a way that's going to be to your detriment. And again, it can even be to their own detriment. So just understanding that there's not going to be any moment of reflection. They're not trying to heal. You cannot help them. You have to get away from a person that's like that. So your job is to come to an acceptance that we live in a universe where there are humans that exist this way. There are humans that don't think like you. They don't feel like you. They want to destroy other humans, and they feel that that's totally necessary. It's compulsive for them. They're not going to stop. And those are just people you have to get away from. You don't need to say a magic phrase. You don't need to learn something clever to say. You just need to get away from the narcissist. So hopefully that sheds some light on their intention. At the deepest core, if you're a deep thinker and you really want to know, they match the biblical definition of a wicked person. That's all. It's not deeper or more complicated than that. I know that modern psychology says, hey, they have a mental disorder. Well, it's about time they slap some kind of label on it. But when you just try to look at narcissism as purely mental, and you try to strip away that moral, spiritual aspect to it, you're going to come up short, because it gives you the idea that they can't do anything about it if it's mental, and that if they receive the help, the treatment, then they could get better, they could improve. But if that were the case, then they could maybe come up with some sort of medication or some sort of treatment plan for a narcissist. But no such thing exists. Not that's effective, because there's a spiritual, moral component to this, which is that they're morally, spiritually bankrupt. So that's why I tell you, at the core, there is nothing. Like, there is no, like, good core there. There's just wickedness, vile space for every negative emotion, such as jealousy, envy, anger, all that type of stuff. They don't have, like, love. They're not like thinking beautiful, positive thoughts toward anyone. It's always just that dark stuff. That's all that's there. If you were to strip everything down, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. They've chosen the dark side. I maintain that people can change, and they can change, but they don't want to. It would be very difficult. It's against their nature, and it generally works for them to be narcissists. It works to manipulate people. So don't look for a narcissist to change. Don't expect a narcissist to change. Accept what they are, and stop moving your lips. Don't listen to things they have to say either. Don't read any of their messages. Every message, anything they have to say, it always has the same aim. And the aim is always to gain status against you in this imaginary game hierarchy that they believe in, and to diminish you and diminish your sense of self, or to diminish your reputation. That's why they're always talking bad about you to other people, and always talking bad about other people to you. That's it. Diminish everyone else, level up their status, and they're willing to go all the way to the end. They will go to jail to do it. There's nothing that they will allow to stop them. So just get away from a narcissist. Get away. And don't listen to that girl or anyone else who tells you they've got a magic phrase. No. Get away. You can see in her comment sections, everyone knew the truth.